Next example, we have 200 grams sample of a radioactive polonium-210, which is a half-life of 138. So a half-life, this is something where they just kind of throw in, and you're supposed to just kind of interpret that you understand it without us really, really teaching all the science of it. But mathematics is kind of everywhere, so it is useful in a lot of the sciences, right? So we have to use that. So half-life is when it becomes half of the amount. It's exactly the way it sounds. So my half-life is in 138 days, it will become 100 grams. And then another 138, it'll be half of that. So that's when it becomes half of the initial, whatever the initial amount is. So that's called a half-life. So it's every 138 days. Does that make sense? So half of the initial whatever amount. Okay. Then it says every 38 days. This means it's every 138 days, which we have. The amount of polonium is half the original amount. Make sense? Okay. Sometimes this sentence is not put in anymore, so this is for our example, so we might not put this sentence in on an evaluation. They kind of leave that off, and they go the mass of, and they're assuming you now know what half-life is, right? So after doing homework in the notes, so we may or may not put that sentence in. The mass of polonium in grams that remains after T days can be modeled by this. So this T, this is actually a T. Sorry, I know it's tiny on your notes, but it's a T, your time divided by 138. Which should make sense. Like if I said it was 100 days, you'd go, oh, you didn't quite reach 138 days. So you'd go 100 divided by 138, that's how much of a half-life you got. You didn't get to the full half, right? If I did 276, you know that's 276 divided by that, two half-lives, right? So you take your time and divide it by 138 days to see how many half-lives you made it to. Does that make sense how we made that equation? We're going to have to go backwards and make the equation next, because then I'm going to give you the information, say you make the equation. So we do the time divided by however many days or whatever it is to get to the half-life. Good? All right. Then the next part says, sorry, computers. There we go. Determine the mass that remains after 5 years. What's the first thing you notice about this when I was reading it so carefully? 5 years. Are you going to put 5 up here? No. Why? 138 days. 5 years. I can't say it's 5 ever one. I need to convert this to days. So this is going to be convert. So times how many days in a year? 365 equals, did I do this somewhere here? 1825 days. Okay, I need you to convert that to days. Right? Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. It's 5 over 138 days. That's way more. So 1825 means that it met half-life a bunch of times. Right? So this divided by that. Okay, and then we've got that. Determine the mass. Does that make sense? Yes.
Are we adding 1 because of the every 4 years there's another year?
The leap years and stuff?
Yeah.
No. We just, usually math we go approximately 365, yeah. We just do 365. You don't have to worry about leap years or anything like that, yeah. So 365 is a good approximation between, because it's actually point days, right? So between the years, it should average out fine. Okay, so 365 is fine. You don't have to worry about any other, like any decimals or leap years and stuff. Okay, so 365. Determine the mass. So we're looking for, this is telling me look for M, right, after 5 years. And we're subbing this in for my time. So this is my T, is this. Make sense? All right, so then we just have to put it into the formula. So for A, we're going to go and say M at, if you want to write the formula again, you can, but you don't have to because it's right there. So I'm going to go right ahead and plug in 1825. Right? You don't have to write the formula again unless you want to. So I'm going to go 200, and I'm going to go 1/2, and then up here, we're putting the time, so 1825 over 138 days, because that's how many times it went to half. So divide that by 138. And again, I would like you to plug this straight into the calculator and not have to approximate 2 times. So let's go and say, 200 times, and you can do 1/2, so you can do 1 divided by 2 inside there, or 0.5, right? So I did 1 divided by 2, and then to the power of, now here, watch out here, it's the first time we're doing a fraction in the exponent. So you must put a bracket. I think all the, some calculators set up the first bracket for you. Mine, I think I think this one you have to put the bracket. Otherwise, it only, look, if I don't do it, I think it thinks that it's to the power of 1825, and then you go divided by, so that divided is not with the 1825. It puts the 138 over the whole thing that you got, over the whole question. So I need to do this, bracket 1825 divided by 138 bracket. So that puts this whole part into the exponent. All right? Because otherwise the calculator doesn't know where the 138 goes. It divides your whole answer by 138. So technically, this needs to be in a bracket for the calculator to understand that 138 is still in the exponent. So try that, equals, there you go. Okay, and you get a different answer, I think, if you don't put the bracket. Okay, it's always safer to put the bracket because it's basically saying 138 is up there with the 1825. Yeah.
My calculator, just rounded itself up.
It rounded itself up? Can I see how many decimal places?
It has
4 fixed? Does it say fix in the corner? F-I-X?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fixed mode, so if you go here, so on your calculator, so if you just press mode a few times, right, so right there, fix. See that word fix? That means your calculator has been fixed to a certain number of decimal places. We don't want that. We want to be able to choose our own number of decimal places. So it can fix to 1, it can fix to 2. So everyone should know how to do this. Okay, so what we want to do is be able to clear and reset your calculator. So we're going to go second, so shift. Anytime you press the yellow shift, it goes to the yellow. So shift, clear. Oh, sorry, I'm going to reset. Okay, so go on. Shift, clear. Okay, so it's MCL, mode, and all. I want to clear all of it. So 3. It's not reset yet until you press equals. So press equals, and then look, you should get dash, 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 which means it resets your whole calculator. So there should not be any fixed, there should not be anything else that got scientific notation, anything else that got stuck up here in those little words. It should just have a D. Okay, and that happens when you put this into your bag and stuff, and like, oh, whoop, I don't know what I pressed. Like your bag's pushing on it, you're like, I don't know what got fixed. So when you reset, go shift, clear. I want to clear all of it, so press 3. You're not done until you press equals, and then it should dash, 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 and it should get rid of your fixed. If you want to go to fixed, you do this, 1, and then you can fix it. Look, I can fix it to no decimal places. Some kids do this, and look, 9 divided by 3 equals, 9 divided by, 10 divided by 3. It took away my decimal places. And some kids are like, I don't get any fractions. I get nothing. And it's because your calculator's, it's rounding everything. So we don't want that. So shift, I always just clear everything. Clear it. Yeah, okay? That's a good thing to know because otherwise you get these weird little words above there and it's doing stuff to your answers. It'll round things. It'll take away decimals. Yeah, it's not good. There's another one, too, that it gets set to. It's bad. Okay, so do that. Uh-oh, what was my answer? 0.02, I think? And we wanted, oh, I didn't tell you what to round to. Did I? Mass, sorry. We usually tell you on an evaluation, right? So let's do 2. So therefore, mass that remains is 0.02. And you have to, don't lose any marks. Grams. Okay, please, please, please. I don't want to take them off, but you have to answer properly with the little sentence and put units. Okay, so full thing with the units. Okay, good. Yeah, if you ever need help with calculators, let me know. Okay? I know, those weird little words above, we got to get rid of those. All right, B. We've got B, B, B. Sorry? Where are we? Oh, how long? How long does it take? Matt, not gonna. Nope, thank you. No. Okay, again, I'll show you next year with the proper way. Guessing and checking is fun. Not, I'm just kidding. It's super not fun. And it's frustrating. And this one you had to guess and check to 0.85. So you have to go decimal guess and check, which is super not fun. Okay, taking that one off, moving along. We good? Yay. All right, so then we have a car. So it's not always going to be decimals. Sometimes it'll be big numbers as well. We have a car. It loses 18% of its value each year after it's purchased, right? And again, we're not going into the what if it's a classic car, blah, blah. No. We're just doing easy calculations. So it's a $24,000 car. It's losing 18%. So we're going to say, okay, we know it loses 18% of its value. So this should be decay. So we know that this is a decay. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, so I know that the base must be less than 1 because it's decay. Every year, so we know the units is years. Oh, wait, 30 months? Ah, what a pain. Aren't I a pain? Here. We have years and we have months. So we're going to have to convert this. Right? So we love to do this in these units things because you got to pay attention to the word problem, right? Time, it's going to be days versus years, months versus years and stuff. So I'll show you how to do this one. And we want to, first one, we get to set up an equation. So yay, we're going to set up our own equation. So we want determine the value of the car. So I'm going to go V at t. V at t. So we're going to set up the side part. We're going to use some beautiful function notation because we know how to use that now. So value at t equals. Now, we know that the general form was f of x equals ab to the x, right? We talked about that in the other page. A is the initial. So that's your initial. So what's my initial amount? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. There you go. My base is going to be, I want it to be decay, so it's going to be how much? Other way. If I lose 18%. Okay, so think about it this way. If you lost 20% on the test, what's your mark? 80%. So I'm losing 18, so what goes here? Not 18%. Because yes, 0 point, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go 1 minus 0.18 gets me 0.82. Does that make sense? Wait. It's 0.82 left. That's your value you have, not the value you lost. Does that make sense? That's the value you have. Right? What you have, not what you lost. You lost 18%. The value of is 82. Right? That one always gets people. And think about it in terms of marks. If you lost 18%, that means you have 82%. So the value of your car is 82%, not 18%. Okay? Tricky. That one's tricky right there. Okay? And then my time is just my t here. So I go t. So you can do that in the question or you can do it on the side. Right? Some people put bracket 1 minus 0.8. Okay, and now we're just calculating it. So we want it after 30. Oh, shoot, I gave you this as well. After 30 months, yeah.
2.5.
Wait, how'd you get it though?
I divided it by...
Yes. So convert months to years. Right? So convert months to years, and we're going to go, so my time is going to equal, so converting months to years, I'm going to go 30 months over 12. So however months it is, you divide it by 12 to convert it to years. And that actually ends up being 2.5, right? Nice 2.5. And we can go to decimal on this because I started you with decimals, like 18% is a decimal. And we're going to do money, so decimals are fine with money questions, right? So decimals, okay for money questions, right? We know that this question is going to have money, so decimals are okay. People are like fraction, well, you're going to go to decimals anyway. Does that make sense? So it's always over 12. So to convert months to years, I divided it by 12. So if I said 6 months, 6 divided by 12, half a year. Does that make sense? So 6 over 12 would be half. Okay, so take that and put this in here. So this will be V at 2.5. There. Makes sense? And make sure you match it, right? If I plug it in here, I plugged it in there. And I want this in one go, please. So get it. And we got approximately 14. I got 613. We're going to go to decimals. 22. Okay, good. So therefore, the value is 14,613.22 after 30 months.